So today I want to talk about how to measure an angle in standard position and to be able to find some coterminal angles that correspond with that angle in standard position. So first things first, all angles start out with the initial side on the positive x-axis. So, and what they will do is they open. A positive angle is counterclockwise from that initial side, and this is where it lands is the terminal side. The terminal side happens to be in quadrant 2. Knowing your quadrants is pretty important. Remember, the positive quadrant is 1 and it goes around quadrant 3 and quadrant 4. It's pretty important to know your quadrants and your signs of X and Y in those quadrants, but we'll talk more about that later in future videos. So our idea here right now is we want to be able to measure this with a protractor. I have a translucent protractor here, and it's important to get this center right here, and these zeros have to line up with the terminal side. So you want to lay this on the 0, not necessarily the bottom of the protractor. If I didn't have this little cutout here, the bottom of the protractor would come down further. So make sure you pay attention to your protractor and that you line up with the zeros on the terminal side. And so what you're going to do here is you're just going to measure how far it opens, and you start counting at 0. You never start counting at 180, so you're looking at the bottom numbers, 0, 10, and keep following it up all the way to the angle stops. Actually, this is off a little bit. So it stops at 120. So 120 degrees going clockwise in the positive direction, so it's a positive 120. Okay, so there's your angle. Now, someone might ask you for a coterminal angle for that, or 2 coterminal angles for that, or 3. So another way to get to that terminal side in the second quadrant is that you could go in the negative direction. If you go clockwise, you'll be in the negative direction. How many degrees is that? Well, essentially, the whole circle is 360, if you remember. So it's really the difference between 360. So the first angle you could find is just automatically subtract 360 from your angle. So if you subtract 360, you're going to get a negative 240. There's one negative coterminal angle. Another way to find a coterminal angle is if you come this far, if you were to continue on and go all the way around again, you would essentially add 360 to that angle and you'd be back at the same spot. As long as you're back at the same spot, it's a coterminal angle. So another way to find a coterminal angle is to add 360 to your existing angle, and you will get 480 degrees. These are degrees. Okay, so, and you can do that forever. You can do that forever. You can go ahead and make another loop by adding another 360. So 480 plus 360, and you can get 840. So there's 3 coterminal angles for the original angle of 120. That should help you out in determining coterminal angles for those types of questions. I hope you enjoyed that, and thanks for watching.